In reality, there are people out there who will never become rich. Some habits that they possess make them unable to achieve being rich in the future. Hi, welcome to Grayson Finance. In today's video, I'm going to discuss types of people that will never be rich for you to be able to find out if you're one of the people who may not be on the right path to becoming rich. During this age, everybody wants to become better in terms of their financial situation, as well as eventually achieve financial freedom. Unfortunately, not everyone can achieve this dream. It all boils down to them possessing certain habits that hinder them from taking a step closer towards their financial goals and freedom. For most people, even with the utmost effort to earn more money, invest, and save, there is still the inability to improve their net worth. One thing to note is that the road to becoming rich will not be a quick and easy journey. It is also deeply connected with all your daily habits. Your mindset and your everyday association with other people deeply affect what your habits are and what they can be. Strengthening these habits make it possible to become a big part of your personality and well-being. Those who don't exert effort to find out about bad traits they might possess and actually take action to stop them before they worsen are unfortunately not meant to gain incredible financial success. That's why it is of utmost importance to identify what these traits are and change them for the better. At number 1, showing off. If you spend so much time bragging about your wealth on social media, it may become a bad habit. What you get from showing off your luxury to friends, colleagues, or strangers on the internet is validation. Having to constantly seek validation and admiration from other people doesn't always work in your favor. If you continue this, you will only be under pressure to be successful enough to show it off. And with this, you are directed to the wrong path. You will become more focused on appearing rich rather than actually focusing on becoming or staying rich. This path will have you focus only on buying all the latest trendy pieces. Having the need to buy everything trendy and luxurious will only make you live above your means. To afford this lifestyle, you may be buried in a massive amount of debt. With all of these purchases and debt, you will have no room for investment, thus, no room to grow your wealth. Number 2, procrastinating. If you're the type of person who pushes workload a few days before the deadline, you're likely prone to stress and regrets. Procrastination is one of the traits you definitely want to get rid of if you're aiming to become rich. People who often procrastinate choose leisure over their work every time and would push working as late as possible, dates closer to the deadlines of the workload itself. One thing that procrastinators also believe in is that they have all the time in the world and that they can still be capable of future tasks. This, however, is actually not the case. If you keep pushing workloads with the excuse of, "I'm just not ready to do it," there's a high chance you will just never become ready for it. The fear of failure can be one of the reasons why you may be procrastinating. You need to be able to deal with this fear or it will affect your performance and will enable you to develop a bad habit that will not be easy to unlearn. Opportunities that could have been grabbed if you were fast enough may be unable to be grasped just because of procrastinating. With missed opportunities, people who procrastinate tend to never become financially successful and are most likely to leave this world the same way. There could have been opportunities for businesses, investments, and others that were discarded just because of procrastination. In the financial world, time is of utmost importance. For example, if you own a restaurant and open as early as 8 a.m., you will be at an advantage against your competitors who open at 10 a.m. With more time at your disposal, you will be able to study and try out business models to find out what works best for you. You will also most likely miss the opportunity of having a compound interest in investing if you always procrastinate. The earlier you start investing, the bigger the growth in profit or value. That's why, if you want to be able to learn, be successful, and be capable soon, you will need to start early and not miss opportunities in the market. The earlier you start, the more beneficial for you. If you're able to discipline yourself with just daily habits or traits like procrastination, you will be able to handle big tasks more effectively. Number 3, leeching. People who are not ashamed of leeching off from other people can never be successful. They take advantage of people and become actual parasites that are only there for people whom they can take advantage of. This type of person will never be able to become rich because they never improve their own self and situation, and instead are dependent on other people. They can be the type of people who would brag about wealth that isn't even theirs. They'll be showing off cars and homes that they don't even own. The owners can be relatives or friends that actually worked very hard to be able to be where they are now. The habit of constantly asking for financial assistance is not beneficial for you. Instead of depending on other people, you should become more focused on depending on yourself and making yourself learn and grow. Leeching off of other people is no shortcut to wealth accumulation. To be able to get wealthy, you need to exert effort, self-motivation, persistence, and hard work. The same with everyone else who strives to become rich. Number 4. Denial. Everyone will eventually make mistakes. That is why it is also expected that you will encounter mistakes on your financial journey. Mistakes are fine. What is more important is how you handle these mistakes. If you're one of those people who are not able to admit financial mistakes to themselves or to other people, then you are probably a denier. There are big consequences if one chooses to be a denier. These types of people fail to notice how this trait slowly but surely leads them to unfortunate situations. Someone who denies being mistaken will never learn from their own mistakes. Thus, they will never be able to become wealthy. Deniers will always fool themselves that everything in their life is going well, when in reality, the state of their life is in the complete opposite. One of the types of deniers are people who are already broke but refuse to admit their financial state. Deniers will often treat and see an issue smaller than the reality's actual severity. They like to act that forgetting problems or seeing them as small, even when they're actually big, is a way to make these problems go away. It is the epitome of the saying, if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. Problems, however, do not miraculously solve themselves. In the end, these problems would resurface, become severe, and will come to the point that these deniers will never be able to deny it anymore. One form of denying is if you make one success of yours a cover-up to your failures. One of the most toxic traits of deniers is that they would rather be buried in debt than downgrading their lifestyle after they lose their job. Instead of facing the failure and trying to overturn it, they would rather pretend nothing is happening. Deniers never make themselves accountable for any mistakes. This is a huge red flag, as these types of people would only remain stagnant in life. In order for you to become wealthy, you will need to acknowledge that you can make mistakes and learn from them. Instead of denying the situation, find ways to solve the problem and make the situation better. Number 5. Pessimism. The road to wealth accumulation is a tough and long one that sometimes your optimism can run out along the way. If things don't go well while on the journey, negativity quickly creeps into you, affecting you, and you may think that you're not good enough for the success you were aiming for. While it is completely normal to feel down sometimes, being a pessimist will not be suitable for your journey. Pessimism oftentimes serves as a hindrance to growth, as it is the reason for your false perception of setbacks and failures. Pessimism can be the reason for self-sabotage, as you may believe that success is for the elites and not for you. Pessimistic people would give up easily on challenges instead of facing them head-on. Optimistic people have a better chance of winning, as optimism is a good attitude in facing difficult moments. Rich people actually choose to remain optimistic even in difficult times. This approach is what we can sometimes differentiate the rich from the poor. A lot of pessimistic people tend to conclude that something won't work even when they have never even tried doing it first. This attitude will only hinder them from investing or starting a new business. And with this, they actually miss a lot of opportunities that may be a great stepping stone for building wealth. To become successful, you will need to possess the right attitude. This attitude will influence your thoughts, and these thoughts are the primary tool to shape your destiny. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to press like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep you posted on new helpful videos.